The night I caught her cheating, I didn't argue. I didn't cry. I didn't even scream. I just walked out of my house and never looked back. But 1 year later, she came crawling back, and what I told her left her completely shattered. My name is Ethan, 34 years old, a software developer living in Austin, Texas. On the surface, I had everything: steady career, a cozy home, and a woman I thought was my soulmate. Her name was Madison, 32, a nurse with the kind of smile that could light up a room. We had been together for 6 years, building what I thought was a strong, unshakable bond. Weekends were filled with hiking trips, lazy Netflix marathons, and long talks about starting a family. Friends called us the couple that made marriage look easy. But as I would later learn, that was just the mask Madison wore. Behind it, there was another life I knew nothing about. At first, it was little things. Madison suddenly became busier with late shifts, yet she'd come home with fresh makeup and her perfume still strong. She'd guard her phone like a treasure chest, taking it with her even to the bathroom. When I'd ask who was texting at midnight, she'd snap, "It's just work. Ethan, stop being paranoid." I wanted to trust her. I wanted to believe her. But in my gut, something told me the woman I loved was slipping away. The biggest red flag. She stopped touching me. No kisses goodnight. No reaching for my hand. Just cold silence where warmth used to be. One night, I drove home early after my team finished a big project ahead of schedule. I wanted to surprise Madison with dinner and champagne. But when I pulled up to the house, her car was already in the driveway. The lights inside were dim, and through the crack of our bedroom door, I heard laughter, a man's laughter. My heart dropped. I pushed the door open just enough to see Madison, in our bed, wrapped around another man. My bed, my sheets, our home. I froze. It felt like every ounce of air had been sucked out of my chest. Madison locked eyes with me, and for a second, time stood still. But instead of exploding, I did something unexpected. I set the champagne bottle down, turned around, and walked straight out the door. I left my house, my job, my entire life in Austin that night. I moved to Denver, took a remote job, and started rebuilding. At first, it was pure survival. New apartment, new routines. But slowly, I started focusing on myself. I joined a gym, picked up mountain climbing, and even started my own side business in app design. For the first time in years, I wasn't living in someone else's shadow. I was free. A year passed, and I barely thought of Madison anymore. Until one afternoon, my phone buzzed with an unknown number. It was her. Her voice cracked as she said, "Ethan, I made the biggest mistake of my life. He left me. I've lost everything. Can we talk?" She expected me to be the same man who once begged for her affection. But I wasn't him anymore. I agreed to meet her for coffee. She walked in looking tired, worn down, nothing like the woman I once knew. She reached for my hand and whispered, "Please, Ethan, give me another chance." I leaned back, smiled, and calmly replied, "Madison, the night I walked away, I didn't just leave you. I left behind the man who would have taken you back. That man is gone." Her eyes filled with tears. Mine didn't. I stood up, wished her well, and walked out. This time for good. From that day on, I never looked back. My business took off. I traveled the world, and eventually, I met someone who truly valued loyalty. Looking back, Madison's betrayal was the best thing that ever happened to me. It forced me to grow into the man I was meant to be. Sometimes, walking away isn't weakness. It's the greatest strength you'll ever show. Because the best revenge isn't anger or bitterness. It's living a life so good, they can only watch from the sidelines and regret losing you.